It's Thursday, February 5th, 2026, and if your timeline is melting today, same. It's CoeCast, I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. Also, it's chocolate fondue day, which feels deeply accurate for how messy AI is right now. Like everything is melted and we're just dipping workflows into it.
Perfect metaphor, also National Weather Person's Day, so shout out to anyone predicting storms for a living. Today we're predicting model storms, and quick heads up, this episode is fully machine-assisted. The robots helped write it, route it, and probably tried to sneak in a weird segue. If it gets spicy, we're leaving it in.
The show is basically an AI agent wearing a trench coat, pretending to be two hosts. Anyway, big story. StepFun AI dropped Step 3.5 Flash on NVIDIA's NIM platform, and people are losing their minds about the huge context for agent workflows.
Yeah. The headline vibe is long context reasoning is getting practical. The internet chatter is basically sparse mixture of experts, fast reasoning, developer-friendly, and context so big you can shove your entire brand wiki into one prompt and still have room for your trauma.
Wait, hold up. This is where I get skeptical. Everyone's like 1 million tokens were saved. But where do these long context models actually break in marketing land? Because I've seen them read a brand guide and still write like a crypto bro.
Totally. And quick fact check, Step 3.5 Flash's published context window is 256,000 tokens, not 1 million. In real workflows, long context breaks in 3 places. First is retrieval, not like can it fit, but can it find. If you dump everything in, the model might not surface the right paragraph at the right time.
The classic expensive junk drawer problem.
Exactly. Second is reasoning across documents. It can quote 10 PDFs and still fail to reconcile contradictions. Third is it starts inventing brand voice facts. Like, it'll decide your brand always uses M dashes because it saw one email from 2022.
I hate that. It's like, it doesn't hallucinate randomly, it hallucinates confidently with vibes, and then your social team is like, why are we suddenly calling customers bestie stuff?
So the move isn't stuff it all in, the move is structure. If you want consistency, you treat the context like a file system. You give it a table of contents. You say, here are the rules that never change. Here are campaign learnings. Here are product claims. And here's what is allowed versus not allowed.
Okay, but like, say I'm a creator with a small team. I want an agent that writes scripts, posts, and email promos, and it's consistent. How do I prompt this without turning into Prompt Batman with a utility belt?
My favorite pattern is a brand constitution plus job packet. Brand constitution is short, stable, and high priority. Voice forbidden phrases, compliance rules, sources of truth. Job packet is the changing stuff, this week's offer, this audience segment, the platform constraints, and examples.
So Constitution is like, we do not make medical claims, and Job packet is like, this week we're launching the hydration gummy thing.
Yup. And inside the prompt, you tell it what to do when it's uncertain. Like, if a claim isn't explicitly in the sources, ask a question or mark it as unverified. That one line saves you so much pain.
I'm obsessed with that. Because the failure mode I still see on X with research agents is not missing sources, it's misreading sources, or citing sources that do not support the claim at all.
That's the big one. It'll cite a page that mentions the topic but not the conclusion, and marketers are like, it has citations, we're safe. No, citations can be decorative.
Like parsley.
Exactly, which segues into Perplexity. They shipped this thing called Model Council and upgraded deep research. The pitch is, run your query across multiple frontier models and then synthesize what they agree on and where they disagree.
That is actually kind of fire for brand safety. But also, disagreement can be creative fuel. Like if two models disagree on positioning, that's basically free angle testing.
Totally. Marketers should interpret disagreement as a signal. If you're doing claims, legal, regulated stuff, disagreement is a red flag. Pause. Validate with a human and primary sources. But for creative, disagreement is a feature. It's like having 3 brainstorm partners who all read different parts of the internet.
Wait, but doesn't that just multiply the cost? Like, congrats, now you paid 3 models to argue.
It can, but if the workflow is research brief that drives a campaign, the cost of being wrong is way higher than a few extra model calls. And the trick is to do it selectively. Use one fast model for the first pass and only escalate to council mode when the task is high impact.
That's basically agent governance, which we talked about the other day with the whole MCP USB-C for agents vibe. Like, cool, agents can connect to everything, but you still need least privilege and approvals.
Yup, the right access question never goes away. Research is read-only, campaign spend is not. If an agent is allowed to touch paid spend, I want a kill switch, an audit trail, and a hard approval gate for anything that changes targeting or budget.
Plus a weather person warning, like severe hallucination alert in your ad account.
Exactly. Now the third story ties it all together. Abacus AI launched LiveBench, pushing contamination-free benchmarks, and more importantly, this idea of price per task instead of price per token.
Oh my god, yes. because nobody cares that it's cheap per token if it takes 5 attempts and writes a haunted landing page.
Right. Price per task is the adult metric. For marketing ops, the task is produce a compliant landing page variant set, or a week of posts, or a research brief with verifiable citations within constraints with minimal edits.
But how do we define a task without vendors gaming it? Because you know they will. They'll be like, task completed, and it's just lorem ipsum with confidence.
You define tasks with acceptance tests, like must include approved claims only, must follow brand voice rules, must include citations that actually support key statements, must hit platform character limits. You can even add a human score step. If your editor rejects it, the task failed.
I like that. Make the task tied to reality, not to vibes.
And contamination-free benchmarks matter because we're in this weird era where models are training on everything. If the benchmark is in the training set, the score is basically performance art.
This is why I trust Show Me the Workflow more than Show Me the Leaderboard. Like, can it survive my content calendar and my boss's random can we make it more punchy edits?
Speaking of surviving the timeline, can we do quick ecosystem whiplash? Because this week is wild. Sony is out here patenting AI-generated podcasts hosted by PlayStation characters.
Imagine Kratos hosting Deep Research Weekly, just yelling citations at you. Show me your sources.
And then there are IRL meetups where people bring their AI agents in costumes. Like, this is my agent and someone shows up with lobster claws.
That's not even surprising anymore. 2026 is just cosplay plus compute.
And AI-generated yelling foods are going viral, screaming banana giving life advice. Which honestly is the perfect metaphor for long context models. They can yell a lot of information at you, but you still need to decide what matters.
Wait, so tying it back, if I'm a creator or marketer listening, what's the actual play this week?
Here's the play. Long context is useful, but you still need curation. Don't dump everything. Build a brand constitution, pass in only the relevant job packet, and use retrieval or summaries to keep it tight. Dealing an open general floor, overchanged is kata, like if you, which grow on between a jute floor to pumboto.
In failure right now, contender area.